What if I told you that one of the best standard prime lenses for Nikon Z cameras isn't made by Nikon? And after spending time shooting with the brand new Viltrox EVO 55mm f1.8, I think Nikon users might have a very difficult buying decision ahead of them. Today, we're taking a deep dive looking at image quality, autofocus performance, build quality, and most importantly, whether this lens is actually a better buy than Nikon's own Nikkor Z 50mm f1.8 lens. Let's get into it. The Viltrox EVO series sits right in the middle of their lineup. It's designed to offer high-end features than their Air series while remaining more affordable and compact than their Pro and Labs lenses. The new 55mm features a full-frame Nikon Z mount coverage, so that's great for pretty much most of us. The maximum aperture is f1.8 to no surprise, and it has APO optical design, STM autofocus motor, and declickable aperture ring. It does have a customizable function button. It is weather sealed, so that's really good. It has a USB-C for firmware updates, approximately weighing at 385 grams. And what's immediately interesting about the Viltrox isn't that this is a 50mm. Instead, they went with a 55mm. That extra 5mm may not sound like much on paper, but in actual shooting, it gives portraits just a little more compression and subject separation. It's a subtle difference, but one I noticed while photographing some portraits. The first thing that surprised me was how premium this lens feels. The barrel is primarily metal, which is always a great thing. The focus ring feels nice and smooth. The aperture ring has a click and declickable switch, which is fantastic for photographers and videographers. For video shooters especially, being able to smoothly adjust the aperture during recording is a feature that Nikon's 50 f1.8s lens doesn't offer. This lens is also relatively pretty compact. Mounted on my Nikon Z8, the combination felt really balanced and comfortable for all-day shooting. One thing I really appreciate is that Viltrox is clearly about hybrid creators. They're really thinking about us. Photographers and videographers are asking for more control directly on the lens and as well as compact packages, and Viltrox continues to deliver just that. Now let's talk autofocus. In my testing, the autofocus performance was fast, quiet, and very reliable. The eye detection worked very well on my Nikon Z8. The subject tracking remained consistent throughout all of my shoots. For portraits and street photography and landscape work and some content creation, I had zero complaints. Is it quite the Nikon S-line level? Maybe not. Nikon has a slight edge when it comes to absolute autofocus refinement, especially pairing it with their cameras. But honestly, that gap is getting smaller and smaller by the year. For most photographers, I don't think autofocus performance alone would justify choosing the Nikon lens over the Viltrox. This is where things get really interesting. Wide open at f1.8, the lens is incredibly sharp. Center sharpness is pretty nice. It's really excellent. Detail is crisp, the contrast is strong, and the colors look great. One of the standout features of this lens is its APO design, which helps to reduce chromatic aberration and color fringing. When shooting portraits, I found subject separation looking really beautiful, quite honestly. Zero complaints. The bokeh was nice and smooth. It was pleasing, wasn't distracting, and background transitions felt really natural. This doesn't feel like a budget lens at all. It felt like a lens that punches well above its price point. Now let's answer the question everyone is asking. Which lens should you buy? Here are some advantages of the Nikon Z50 f1.8 lens. Well, it's Nikon's legendary S-line optics, has an outstanding edge-to-edge sharpness. It's slightly more refined autofocus, especially with their cameras, because it's a native mount. It has a proven long-term track record of reliability. Now let's talk about the Viltrox. Well, it's a lower price point. It's about half the price. And it has a nice aperture ring, a declickable feature for video, which is really nice, custom function button, an APO optical design, excellent sharpness and slightly longer focal length, which is better for portraits, and outstanding value all around. Honestly, this comparison is much closer than I expected. Years ago, third-party lenses were all about compromise, right? You want lower price, but you got lower quality. Today, not so much. This is incredibly impressive considering the price difference. I think this lens is going to be perfect for obviously portrait photographers, event photographers, street photographers, and wedding photographers in particular, but also those hybrid photo video creators. So pretty much anybody that's looking to build out a nice prime lens kit, this is definitely should be in your consideration. Now, if you're looking for maximum value, again, it's really hard to ignore this lens. If you're a Nikon purist and want that confidence of staying entirely within the Nikon ecosystem, well, that 50 f1.8s lens remains one of the best lenses out there. But if you're willing to step outside the Nikon logo, you might save, well, half the price while getting a lens that's just as every bit as capable for most real-world photographers out there. It's more important than ever to stand out from the rest, especially with AI and other disruptive variables out there affecting our work. With Pixpa, you get beautiful, customizable templates designed specifically for creatives, photographers, filmmakers, designers, you name it. It's not just a portfolio. You can blog, share your client galleries, and sell your physical and digital products online, all in one place. I've been personally using Pixpa to showcase my portfolio to clients, and it's made presenting my work look polished, modern, and most of all, very professional. And the best part? It's simple to use, no coding required. Just focus on creating and let Pixpa do the heavy lifting. Remember, the first impression is often the only impression that matters. Ready to level up your portfolio? Head on over to Pixpa.com and use my code ROBERT55 to get 55% off for annual plans. Don't miss out because your work deserves to shine. The Viltrox EVO 55mm f1.8 might be one of the most compelling Nikon Z mount lenses released this year. It's sharp, it's lightweight, it's super compact, it's packed with nice features, it's weather sealed, that's probably one of the best features, and perhaps most importantly, it proves just how serious Viltrox has become. A few years ago, Nikon users bought third-party lenses because they were cheaper, but they often got cheaper performance. Today, Nikon users are buying Viltrox because they are genuinely excellent. And that changes the conversation completely. Let's just be honest. And would I personally choose the Viltrox EVO 55 f1.8 over the Nikon 50 f1.8? Honestly, at today's prices, I think most photographers would be very happy with either lens. But if value matters, right, and if we all have a budget, the Viltrox might just be the smarter buy for you. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe to my channel for more Nikon and portrait photography content. And let me know down in the comments, would you choose the Viltrox EVO 55mm f1.8 or the Nikon's 50 f1.8s lens? I'm just curious to hear your thoughts down below. I'm Robert Silver, and until next time, keep shooting and stay creative.